Hello everybody, it is Wednesday, April 28th, 2010, and this is Webcam Wednesday. Hello everybody, welcome to Webcam Wednesday, the day of the week where I sit on webcam and kind of fill you guys in and we talk about stuff. Look, I keep my notes on a notepad with my face on it. Topic number one. As you might have noticed, I have a new look to the vlogs. It's very subtle, but you can definitely notice the new look. See, all of this around here, I don't know how much my frame goes out, but if you notice, there is a lot more stuff in frame. That's right, just this past week, my birthday was Thursday. My parents got me the new Canon SD 780 IS, and I've been loving the camera. I got it in black. It's the same camera that Charles Trippy uses, as I've said several times. But my parents got me that camera, and I've loved every minute of it. The sound quality on it is great. The image quality is amazing, and I'm loving being able to put the vlogs out with a little bit better quality than using this thing. And I do want to say rest in peace, old camera. Well, not really rest in peace, more like storage in peace. This is, if I've never shown this to you before, this is the camera that I used to use shooting my daily vlogs. This is my Flip Minnow HD. I've been very happy with it, but I have had it for like 3 or 4 years now, or so, and you know, it's definitely deteriorating the image quality. This is all dirty. The microphone isn't picking up as much, but it's still something to have. It's a souvenir, right, from my early YouTube days. So you've even got the this is Mike down here, and this entire design was done by Miko. If you remember, just a couple days ago, he's the one that we were trying to put into the into that clothing thing. Well, he did this. But one thing that I do want to start off with, or start doing, is a kind of a review of the week. Last week I showed you guys the 2 zombie novels. That's hard to say. This week's suggestion. Now, if you watched my vlog from yesterday, you already saw this, but this is The Adventures of Milo and Otis, or as it's known around here, just simply Milo and Otis. This was my favorite movie as a kid. Basically, it's the storyline is you've got this cat and this dog, and they're inseparable friends. It's a kids movie, so you know, before we go anywhere. They're basically inseparable friends, and they go through plenty of adventures. Well, one day, Milo, which is the cat, gets swept away in a river, and Otis tries to run after him. And then they go through this long adventure. You know, it's funny, sad, heartwarming. Definitely, if you have kids, I would check this out. Your kids are gonna love it, and I think you'll like it too. It's a really big. Turn that back on. Actually, that's cool. It was a really big part of my childhood, and I think you can definitely make it a part of you know, your library, and I'm definitely sure you'll enjoy it. That's correct. It's time for questions and answers. User Johnny Come Home asks, what are your political views, and do you support Obama reforms? I am a registered Republican. Now, that in no way means that I support every single Republican viewpoint. That's essentially, you know, I picked that because that was what was closest to my views when I registered to vote when I was 18. Now, I'm more like an independent. I kind of pick and choose from both. I've actually considered registering independent. But, you know, in the short, my political views are a little bit of Democrat, a little bit of Republican, and a little bit of everything else, actually. I kind of take my ideas from everywhere. And the second part of that is, do you support Obama's reforms? This video is way too short for me to get into that. Maybe someday I will do a Dan Brown style political, you know, thought-provoking video where I sit down and script out my viewpoints and present them to you guys. But right now, let's just say I support some parts again, and I don't support other parts. and that's all I can really get into. But if you like, write me a message and we can talk in length. So question number 2 comes from my really good friend Jamila, or username Jamila Rebecca, and she asks, so Mike, what's your favorite band of all time? At the moment, I actually have kind of a list of my top 5 bands, and then I have my all-time band. So let me give you my first my top 5 bands. My number 1 favorite band right now is The Material. So if you don't know who The Material is, go check them out, www.myspace.com/thematerial. They're a local band here in San Diego. They're currently up in LA. Kevin and I are really good friends with them. Local music, and they're breaking onto the scene. They're going to get big really quick. Number 2, following along with the female lead singer, kind of pop punk rock genre, is Versa Emerge. Again, a really kind of smaller band. They're fairly big in the genre that they're known for, but they're on the same label as like Fall Out Boy and Cobra Starship, and all those guys. So Versa Emerge, you can check them out as well on MySpace. Really good music. Really kind of deeper pop punk. With some electronic stuff in there, like electronic backing, like strings, stuff like that. Not electronic, like poppy stuff. Number 3, and these aren't in really kind of any order. They're just kind of the list that they're coming to my head. Number 3 is Paramore. Paramore is probably, if I had to put my all-time, they would be my number 2 all-time favorite band. I discovered Paramore when they came onto the scene, when they came out with their first album, and then they came out with their single Pressure. And I've seen them almost every single time they've come to San Diego. They're really big by now, but they're one of my all-time favorites. And my number 1 all-time favorite band, and you already know this because I've talked about them several times, it's Linkin Park. I discovered Linkin Park in 7th grade in middle school, while I was sitting in my computer programming class or something like that. We were doing HTML or web design or whatever. My friend Jeff Davis actually introduced me to Linkin Park. My first Linkin Park song that I ever heard was With You off of their album Hybrid Theory. As you can tell, I am absolutely insanely obsessed with Linkin Park. If I look up around my room, I can see several Linkin Park things. There's a Linkin Park shirt over here. There's some Mike Shinoda, one of the lead singers of Linkin Park, signature shoes over here. There's an album over there, posters. So to answer your question, Jamila, my number 1 all-time favorite band is Linkin Park. Another one from Isaac, and again, my favorite commenter. If you could go back in time and be able to say one thing to one person, where would you go, who would you talk to, and what would you say? If I had to go back in time and say one thing to one person, I would probably go back to Albert Einstein, wherever he is, Albert Einstein, and I would say to him, Professor Einstein, explain to me the secrets of the universe. That's one of the things that's always fascinated me is the secrets of the universe, E equals mc squared. All that kind of stuff. Everything that Albert Einstein had in his brain, because he was an absolute genius, I would ask him to explain to me and sit down and talk to me with it, because that would probably be the most interesting thing. My comment question for you guys is the same one that Isaac the Funny asks. If you could go back in time and talk to one person, or say one thing to one person, when would you go back to? Who would you talk to, and what would you say? Feel free to leave me a comment in the comments below answering that question, or you can leave me a video response answering that question as well. That's it for this edition of Webcam Wednesday. Once again, today is April 28th, 2010. This is Mikey, and I will see you guys every day.